With us now, though, to discuss the outlook for solar energy is the CEO of SunPower, Tom Werner. According to Bloomberg data, SunPower is the second largest manufacturer of solar panels in the U.S. Tom, thanks so much for coming in. Glad to have you with us in the newsroom. One of the big arguments for going green from a business perspective is that it's cheaper. But utilities are your main clients, if we're not mistaken, and it seems like the price of carbon-based energy has gotten a lot cheaper. So are utilities more cost-conscious or more environmentally conscious?
Utilities are driven by both because they're regulated, and they have customers who care about the economics. So they've got two constituencies that they need to balance. And they're moving to solar and renewables because they're required to. There's renewable portfolio standards, and also because it's increasingly difficult to bring on new capacity of conventional electricity.
So you don't feel at all that cheaper fuel is hurting your bottom line because of these requirements?
Well, I'd say that cheaper natural gas is actually an opportunity for solar because you can combine natural gas with a solar plant. And then you have something that can produce energy more parts of the day. And then cheaper coal is not that relevant because it's really, really difficult to get a new coal plant permitted nowadays.
Now, you mentioned you're somewhat happy, I guess, for these requirements that are essentially requiring utilities to use some of your products. How anxious are you about political tides changing, or you feel like they're in your favor for the long haul?
Well, as you mentioned at the beginning, the solar stocks are down. Why are they down? Because there's concern over the political environment. So you've got solar companies that are performing great. SunPower's guided 35% revenue growth, commensurate earnings, yet our stock's down. So how worried are we about the political environment? Extremely worried because it's driving the macro environment. In the long haul, though, clearly there's a secular move to solar and renewables. So in the long haul, I think the trends are exactly where you want them to be. It's the short term where you've got changes throughout the world that are causing a lot of investor concern.
Do you think the political pressure is the main reason for the stock's fall? We just put up a chart for our viewers. I mean, the stock is down 50% this year, 70% in the past 2 years, so that has to be frustrating to you and your investors.
I don't think frustrating is the right word. Something more extreme than that. I mean, we're guiding 35% revenue growth and commensurate earnings, yet the stock's down like that. I think what you have is we meet with investors, and they're not that interested in how SunPower is doing. It's more the macro story. If you're doing business in Europe,
which you feel like you can't control.
Yeah, if you're doing business in Europe, that's bad, and so your stock goes down. The company is performing better than it has in years, and it has phenomenal prospects going forward.
Now, your two main competitors are Chinese companies right now, Suntech Power Holding, also Trina Solar. These two Asian manufacturers seem to be gaining a market that was once, I don't want to say you had a monopoly, but the residential market in Canada, or rather in California, where you were particularly strong. Does this mean you're going to have to be more competitive with pricing?
No, I think it means that we need to be a good American company, and that means we need to innovate. We've moved the strategy of the company. We have the world's highest efficiency product, and we have the best outbound channels, and we offer the customer the best solution. So we'll out-innovate just like good American Silicon Valley companies do. Now, having said that, we do have to be price competitive. So, and that's part of worldwide competition. It's clearly a worldwide market. So we have to do both, but we're going to innovate.
All right, Tom Werner, we thank you very much. Tom Werner joining us there. He is the CEO of SunPower.